EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Denver Broncos. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go. Ready, ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check tight. Check tight. Check tight.
Hit it.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Ready.
Crunch time, defense.
Ready, ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now to the air, Rock. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 28. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Get the ball.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Down. 60 outlaw.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D.
Hey, orbit.
Let's get there.
5.
Block going to try and throw on 3rd down. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Alpha! Hey, ready!
Rivers to throw it. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday. 5th grade, Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Throwing, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rivers under pressure again, and down he goes again. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. From the gun, Rivers. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is sure. Now a dump off here complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready? Go against the mic. Good trap. Good trap. Check the backer. Check the backer.
80 weapon.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. Travis Benjamin deep for the Chargers. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Charger drive about to get going. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Stay there. 380. Watch tight end. We got three, fellas. We got. Hey, Rocket. Out. Watch twist. You.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Tight ends on Ringo. 3 down. Hey, I'm going to go load it. Minus 50.
Throwing Rivers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
No. Room.
To throw, Rivers. Able to get this to Gordon. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Denzel Perryman in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's got a man. It's Williams. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give them 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
Set. 180.
Like 50. Man, that's trash. That's trash. SOS. Hey. 50.
0.
Stay with your man.
Rivers on first down. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. A good pickup there, a 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now Gordon on first down. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Hey, Delta!
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Check three.
12.
Tighten up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, That answer is 1, and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 27-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap, and a give to Lindsey. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. Past the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, easy.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Hey, Delta!
50, Mike's 50. Ready?
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd and long.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass.
White, 80 hot!
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And it's caught. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Badgley able to knock this one through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game Head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lock again here on 2nd and 10. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Lock now on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Intended for Jake Buck. Incomplete. Derwin James on the coverage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He's going to air it out deep for Green. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking like the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A quick throw there out to Williams. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a nice pickup there. It gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. One receiver left, that's Allen.
Check 4, check 4. Hey, Rocket. Okay. 61, matchbox lights.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here in the I. 3rd and goal for Rivers. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's look at me. Zipper. Hey, wahoo.
52, Mike, 52.
Get it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard
Go.
line.
60 outlaw.
You're not ready. You're not ready. 57.
Ready.
On 1st down, Locke. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Throwing his lock on third down. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
At the 18-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's been a long day for you.
Now Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack.
Easy.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the gun, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
180. Round 80.
Stop your whining. Say.
On first down, it's Gordon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He was brought down by Eric Wilson.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Going deep here for Allen. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
When I was in school, math was not my strong suit, but I did learn enough to know how to play cover 3. 2 corners and a safety divide up the field in thirds. On this play, the corner didn't get fooled by anything in front of him. Kept his coverage all the way down the sideline in the deep third position and makes the interception.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, sneak them.
From the gun, it's Locke. He's got his tight end fan. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 22.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready, 90, Wolf.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Check, 52's the mark.
Snap.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Escaping the pressure right. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Big ass. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 50's the mark. 50's the mark.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to make it 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
On the ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
At the 34-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Again, they'll throw with Locke. He completes this to Sutton. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw it is Locke. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jerry Tillery able to record his 5th sack of the season. Throwing on 2nd and long. Locke. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Derwin James with a pick. And they will set up Shot at their own 41-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off around the 41, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Bang, bang. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Left, left, left. Wait, 85.
Throwing, Rivers. And Allen's got it. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 9th touchdown of the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Badgley on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Melvin Ingram in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, right 52.
Hey!
52. I got you. I got you.
Now.
Bortles to throw for it on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Derwin James with a pick. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Badgley's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready up.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down